Andrus, what do you think? Can you come up here real quick?
Yes, sir.
I particularly am interested in what Son Andrus thinks about what we're here to talk about today. What do you think, Son Andrus?
I mean, you know, sir, it sounds like a setup right now.
Son Andrus might be a little smarter than I give him credit for. All right, I called Son Andrus up to the front because I'm here. We are all here today to present Son Andrus with the military order of St. Christopher. Did you know that?
I knew about it, so I didn't know it was still
Okay. Who knows what the military order of St. Christopher is? It's a big deal, okay? That's exactly what it is. So most of our professions in the Army have an award. We have an order that recognizes the folks who sort of reach the apex or the pinnacle or the top of their chosen profession. And the way that the Army recognizes you specifically for that is they induct you into the order of the saint, the honorable saint of your profession. And so the saint of the transportation corps is St. Christopher. So we have the military order of St. Christopher for the transporters. And I didn't know a lot about St. Christopher, so I went and did a little reading so I could make sure I understood what I was getting into today, so to honor you appropriately. But what I've learned is that St. Christopher is the patron saint of the transportation corps, and he was one of the most popular saints during the Middle Ages. He's usually depicted, and you've probably seen these photos somewhere, these pictures, and didn't even know what you were looking at. He's usually depicted as carrying Christ, and therefore the weight of the entire world across an unfordable river. I think we can all agree is a very fitting symbol of strength and safety for the transporters like Son Andrus, who are charged with moving today's Army and the Army of the future across the training battlefields and the actual battlefields. So whenever you get inducted into one of these orders, and many of you in this room, maybe you're there now or you will be someday, and it's certainly something you should work towards, it's a big deal. It means that you have really proven to your peers, the other transporters of the United States Army, that you're worthy of being recognized as such. So I'd like to talk a little bit specifically about some of Sergeant Andrus' accomplishments, the stuff that made him who he is and got him here where he is today. I did not realize this, born in Camp Lejeune, so I suspect there's some sort of Marine Corps connection there, but we won't pick on you for that. That's a family thing, right? But he enlisted in the Army in 1997. Think of that. There's a bunch of people, I guarantee it, sitting in this room who were not even alive in 1997, right? This guy has been doing this and wearing this uniform and serving his country since 1997. That's incredible. That in and of itself is incredible. That in and of itself is probably worthy of the kind of recognition that most people just simply never get. Multiple decades in the Army. So thanks from me to you. Just thank you for doing that. Okay? But specifically, he served across the globe. He's been at Fort Drum. He's been in Korea. Maybe some of us will be back there someday. He's been at Fort Bragg. Some people like to call it the center of the universe. Multiple times at Fort Campbell, I believe. Also served in Huntsville, which I hear is actually good duty. And most recently, he's been here at Fort Campbell as a part of the Rakkasan since 2015. 4 combat tours, twice in Iraq, I believe twice in Afghanistan, once as an Rakkasan. So that one should be the most memorable, I would hope. And some of the schools, when I looked at some of his personal accomplishments, are things that stood out to me because all of us have our professional schools that we go to, and you've done all those things, of course. But some of it, if you look at the stuff that he's wearing on his uniform, some of the things that jumped out to me that a lot of transporters haven't done, and I think makes him unique. He's wearing airborne and air assault wings. Those are not easy schools. Anyone that's been there can attest to that. But you're also jump master qualified, right? If you've ever been to jump master school, I liken it to sitting through a college level calculus class. It's not fun and it is really hard. It takes a lot of work.